We are live once again, and majorly this is your host, Bet Ali, in the studio, and we are definitely on the 7 Talk with your homeboys Morgan, Chilla, and definitely school fees. And the matter today we are handling is we are majorly handling drug abuse. And yeah, what do you understand by drug abuse?
Why would that be me? Cutting. School fees. Fine. When the term drug abuse come into my head,
Yeah.
is the word abuse, misuse of something.
Yeah.
So when somebody says domestic or domestic violence or domestic abuse, you ever heard of it?
Yeah.
That means at first, when you're still a kid, you think domestic abuse is abusing domestic animals or abusing. Like you're stupid, you what, but then we have now known that abuse is a misuse of something.
Yeah.
Yes, so drug abuse, one comes into my head. Misuse of drugs.
Yeah.
Because we all know that we have pharmaceutical drugs and these other drugs
Local
that are society, and local drugs and stuff. So misuse of them, because they're important to our health, but then when we misuse them or overdosing ourselves, we have abused it. You get, so somebody can tell you take this 3 times,
Yeah.
since for you want to heal very fast, or you feel you want to be high. Okay, there are different reasons, of course. By then that's what comes to my head. Misuse of something.
Yeah.
Which is a drug.
So, and what do you majorly think on what we say drug causes of drug abuse? What can trigger a person to overdose or misuse the drug? My dear brother.
Okay, with that question, there are so many reasons people will be misusing these drugs
Yeah.
in such a way that as every day, as life, you hear these small boys. These boys saying, so let me break down into it.
Yeah.
Peer group influence, like if I'm with one of you,
And I am a drug abuser.
or probably
Yeah.
I will do that, but which is wrong. So another thing is the love for adventure.
Okay.
Should I say, have I explained it badly, but
You feel like you
You
want
want to know what happens there.
What happened?
yeah. So and another thing, I think Western culture.
Mm-hmm.
So when we sit and we see people on TV having a big stick,
You'll be like, I should definitely try it.
you also want to feel you're a slave.
If it's always doing it, who am I to figure it out?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And another thing is the environmental change in such a way that maybe you have stress.
Yeah. And you want something that can relieve the stress.
Brought someone, my girl has refused
Yes,
me.
points. Yes, points.
My girl has refused me. No, I have points in my head. I have points in my head, but of which I'm not meaning. I do it.
No,
No, you're not saying that. You're just more enlightened.
Yeah,
when it comes to
yo,
that.
and I have a number of friends who do so, and you'll be asking them, Zambiru.
So Muzamil is one of those people.
No,
We should have Muzamil on the show, definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think you've given us a number of causes of
Number of
drug abuse,
causes.
and I don't know whether there are still a few left. Do you have any that you can top up on that? The causes of drug abuse.
Okay, for me, when it comes to drug abuse, I'm going to over-concentrate on, let me say, Cuba,
Yeah.
let me say, Mijaj.
The marijuana.
I remember when I was in high school,
Yeah.
I used to see some of my friends were using Cuba, you know, because they're having a pressure from their parents. They want them to pass well.
Yes.
But I used to see these boys used to use Mijaj by that time. What was Cuba or Mijaj? So, because they have a mentality that when they take this Mijaj,
Yes.
they're going to
They're going to be very active.
They're going to be very active. So
Yes.
they used to take these drugs,
Yeah.
which is very wrong.
which is no, for them they knew it was right. So when they took this Mijaj, they used to be very active. And you can find a guy in class
At 3
For us,
a.m.
me, I'm sleepy, I'm going to sleep. The guy is coming back. For me, when I tend to dodge that prep.
Yeah.
So when I am going for like short
call and you meet
I'm
them
very
there.
tired. Even first of all, I've dodged the preps.
And they're making voices.
Got me, I'm going
We call them extensions.
I'm going for
like
short
round
call.
extensions.
I find the guy going with the book. I mean, what do these guys use that for? I may be bewitched.
I'm the one who has like too much sleep.
No, for me, I'm having a lot of sleep, but for them, they don't.
They're utilizing their school fees.
So majorly, it's
So
it
I
can
think some people just have a mentality that when they use these drugs,
Yeah.
they be active
okay.
in whatever they're doing.
That can trigger someone to you definitely use
Yeah,
drugs.
use
Do
drugs.
you have any other cause that you want to like add on that?
Would something that leaving out is which I would remember is artists.
What do you mean artists?
Artists
Like the
celebrities.
the ones who
Okay,
sing.
the ones who are in a celebrity kind of
Yeah,
lifestyle.
yeah.
They do some of the things to get confidence.
High.
Yes. Leave alone the side of being high. Being shy.
Stage, when someone has stage fright.
confidence.
Yeah,
Yes.
gets to the stage.
Stage confidence.
Yeah.
Then the other thing could be among the youth. I've seen an example of a friend.
Yeah.
For him, when he gets high, is when he feels he can talk to a girl
Yeah. So
much more easier.
It gives them
gives
an
you
additional
confidence.
vibe.
Vibe. Like others get beat for vibe. Yes, one would say, me before I do and go and stand on that platform and explain myself and say something about myself, I need first of all put something into my system. So they do it for that thing of feeling confident.
Yeah.
Then also the point of bonding, feeling hyped,
Getting that vibe.
Yes, getting
Yeah,
a
vibe
vibe.
is something
Like
that people can
if
get
it is
into.
time for movements,
You can definitely
trips
go
and what, so that it can become fun.
You can be active. It can make it to be active.
Exactly.
Yeah. So looking at the causes, and you people have given us the causes. Yeah, and it's a number of causes. So what do you think could be the effects of drug abuse?
Well, I will definitely run very fast.
Yeah.
The side effect.
Yes, definitely.
Point number one is addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, one will do it today. Tomorrow, if you have seen like a clip, there's some clip that used to trend on social media.
On social media.
The guy runs
And
he falls somewhere, he sniffs.
Yeah.
Keeps running.
There's also another one.
So he reaches somewhere and the drug is not chasing him. Now without the drug,
You cannot definitely.
yeah, just like
live.
I have an example of a guy in around town here. For him, he has reached an extent of if he has not used the drug,
He gets drunk.
he can't think. He can't even explain to himself.
So that means for him, in order to be
So
in
addiction
a
is a
state
very
of
strong
thinking.
point.
Yeah.
Addiction before other things come in. Effects, but then my point would be addiction. Of course, effects are two-sided. I don't know whether you are falling on the.
No, give us the positive effects.
Of course, the positive effects you have talked about them, why people do it. So
Yeah.
those are the positive ones.
Yes.
But then the drug addiction is my point.
Yeah.
Like somebody will feel he needs to do it before he even explains himself to somebody. He needs to put in something, so it will demand for it.
And don't you? This question goes to my dear brother Chila. Don't you think that addiction can, in one way or another, lead to poverty and lead to gambling? You start entering into those bad or immoral characters. And if so, do explain or elaborate on that matter as well.
For me, the way I see addiction
Yes.
just flows in that line.
Okay.
Of course, when you start doing drugs and
Yes.
you get addicted, you're always going to think, you'll always think that everything is possible, and that everything is
You're untouchable.
you're untouchable.
Hey.
You can, for what other people see as bad, for you always see that what?
That's good.
It's good.
So,
It is.
It's kisobo.
Nothing can refuse. Hey.
That guy is going to start getting into betting, what, expecting quicker money.
Quicker money to buy. Drugs are expensive.
Yeah.
You don't remember
Drugs are
drugs are
expensive,
expensive, so he's going to get into the thing of addiction, and
Yeah.
he'll start doing anything. He can even sell his own shirt
To get
which
to
is
get a
buy
hope.
that
Yeah.
drug. So I think can also lead to poverty.
Yeah.
Once you start it, you always think of, you always want it, and at times when you don't have money, in fact, it can even lead to your death if you don't do without it.
Yeah. So this is true, because you look at consumption of drugs like cocaine, heroin. People, once they get so addicted to it, it reaches a point that once they stop, they start going through these withdrawals, and that process, most people lose their lives, as he has said. So do you have any other side effects?
To add on that,
yes.
you've all mentioned minor points.
Okay, there's a major one. Yes, please do share.
Your life will be in trouble.
What do you mean in trouble?
When we talk about prison,
yes.
talk about prison, that's a different life.
Yes,
you're going to be high.
Yes.
It will
idle and disorderly.
You meet someone, is girl
You want to
reach promised things. After some time, police will catch you.
Yes.
And I think the environment, they get you some good years.
Yes.
Already.
Some good years.
Those are good drugs.
Some good years. Besides on that, you become a thief. You a thief.
Yes.
So, and I think people who are bringing into homosexuality are also dealing in drugs.
Definitely.
That's
most likely.
When you come out with something which is not supposed to be there, you're using a drug. Because
how do you take
you're on the impossibility.
And by the way, we already have a video that talks about LGBTQ. It is already on our YouTube channel. So please definitely go and look it up, and then you can definitely catch up on the homosexuality kind of vibes. Yes, please.
You cannot, you think beyond thinking. Let me say, you think beyond thinking, and
you have an extra boost.
Because all the things you're going to do, they are going to lead to jail. Look at
even the drug itself is illegal.
Yeah.
Jail, everything you're doing, you're going to lose your life. In jail, you're going to rot there. Though you will be there, and you know, boys, they say, Javera Commander Kumera.
You reach there.
Anyway, I don't know the other parts of drugs very well. The other good side.
The good side of drugs.
I would have told you, but yes, I know.
Well, I can only think of one. When you say the positive thing, it is a good pain reliever. That most drugs they actually prescribe. The painkillers. That people we have people who suffer from PTSD. And these drugs help them to sleep better and actually have a little bit of a normal life. So yes, but consumption, because it has to be prescribed. Because a drug usually is made up to be to help something. But now over consumption of it is now the bad issue.
Something else.
So when you get so addicted to it, you start doing things that you're not supposed to.
I don't know why someone has not talked about cancer.
We are coming to that. We are coming to the issue of diseases that may come out. Yes.
No, that's a disease.
But since you have already triggered the discussion, we are going to look at them as well. So I think each one of us is going to discuss a disease, either a disease or add on a disease that already has been discussed. So who wants to go first?
I think we go from the right.
Yes. Now, what disease can be caused by consumption of drugs, excessive consumption of drugs?
Well, I really don't know much about diseases, but then my mind would run to drug users.
Yes.
They rarely think about their stomachs.
True.
He would rather get a drug than eating food. So I'll definitely think of ulcers, plus those stomach related issues. So ulcers.
Yeah, and true, and that is why most doctors.
Some of them are slim. Most of drug users are small.
That's what I trying to say. I was trying to say
No,
that I'm a drug abuser. But you're right, because doctors do tell people to have a meal before taking a drug.
A drug, yes.
Because naturally, if the drug enters your body without food. I'm saying this because I've made some little bit of research. Yeah, when you consume drugs without eating or having something in the stomach, it affects the intestines, causing ulcers and other related diseases. So that is yours.
That's my disease. Yeah.
Yes, my dear brother Chila. What disease or effect can be caused? Health effect that can be caused by consumption of.
I'll talk about cancer. Liver cancer. When you take Cuba, first of all, on that.
Cuba is a kind of drug, right?
It's a drug.
Yeah.
When you take Cuba, it's even written on it.
Yes.
If you take Cuba, you do what? You get cancer.
You get cancer.
So for me, I'm going to talk about cancer.
Yeah.
When you take Cuba, you also expect cancer.
That is true.
Yeah. And I don't have much to say.
Yeah, everyone is aware of cancer. Yeah, and you all know that cancer is an effect. It's a very big disease that
has killed many.
If not discovered earlier, it can cause death. But it can be maintained. If you have cancer out there, you can actually seek medical help and it can be put in maintenance. So, my dear brother, do you have any other disease that can be caused by?
I don't know whether I should call them diseases, but what I know, you don't be okay with your body.
You are become. Is that a mental side effect?
Yeah, exactly.
So you're sick mentally ill. Yeah.
Mentally ill.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to take. You'll begin.
Good care of
By the way, we have seen some of their wires
are not always straight. Yeah.
You always have this side and this side.
Yeah.
Depends on the weather. Your weather changes.
Your weather, you exactly.
You have a weather.
You have to manage clouds. You begin having clouds on your head. So you mentally become ill.
Yeah.
Another thing is that is these leaves mira. Is it a drug?
Mira is a drug. Yeah.
It's a drug.
It's a herbal drug.
You're going to I don't know, I didn't learn so much science, but what I know is when you keep chewing, your salivary gland.
Continue. This guy
it brings a lot of saliva, of which that saliva is supposed to bring appetite. Then it doesn't receive anything in the stomach. It is receiving heavy thing.
Yes.
It goes into you get ulcers. Then it goes into there.
Yeah.
You know, well, chewing gum is not digested. No food. I still know some science.
Yes, you were attentive in class.
People's intestines will
expire, rotate.
They will rotate.
So I think,
and then waste will not move freely into the anus, which is no.
That is
science.
Yes, it's science. It's science.
That's science. The other part of science we talk.
We talk words that are there. Yes. Tobacco is definitely a drug. Yeah.
So we see people who smoke. Those symptoms of tuberculosis and tuberculosis.
Exactly. They cough in base. They cough.
I personally have an uncle who died of tuberculosis.
And I personally know a person who has tuberculosis.
Now tuberculosis patients look like they have HIV.
And they tend to cough a lot.
They cough in the base.
So, if at all you have tuberculosis, this is not a way of attacking you personally. It is a disease, but it can actually be maintained. But yes,
I don't know whether these diseases can be healed.
They are
most of them can, if seen earlier.
Once you visit the doctor earlier,
yes.
Once they check and treat you earlier.
So there is also another one of you get to have kidney failure. I don't know if my dear brother has mentioned it. Yes, you tend to have kidney failure when you consume excessive drugs. Yeah, it reaches a point your kidney does not react
of which the kidney
function. Yes.
secretes.
And these are things that cannot be replaced. You know very well how much a kidney, a fresh kidney costs.
I've got an iPhone out of kidney.
You get it. You find someone has a stitch here. It's all
out of kidneys.
So exactly.
Since you've gone into kidneys, there's also the liver.
Yeah,
the liver. When you take beer, you're not taking that to be a drug.
And
it's a drug.
But
it's a drug. Yeah, all of them have some.
Well, we're supposed to talk about how it is. How do you call it?
You're already doing it.
I watched this in a movie. Yeah? How you actually put it in your system.
How it is used.
How it is used. And you don't know how it is used. No, but according to the movies that you have watched.
He had his friend used to do it in Backland.
Yes.
I don't know how they used to do it.
I told you I was sleeping.
I was sleeping. You didn't tell us. You were sleeping.
When we were doing it, me, I was
Yes. You just wake up and find
when I wake up, I go to Rhinos.
You find
packets
there.
of Kubas.
That means they were smoking.
And when they find me in the door, they will say I'm the one.
He has already told us one way they do it.
They were smoking.
They were smoking it.
So the one I knew, they used to put here. And it was by the way, it is very dangerous.
Is it not the Kuba drug they put?
It used to spoil
Kuba,
their teeth when they put it there. It's
way
too hot that
it
can break their tooth.
You see, the other thing is one would say injection.
Yeah, that's what I've seen in terms
also,
of
this people who have there's some sickness. I think diabetes.
Yes.
You're seeing patients of diabetics. Yeah, like there's a way
they always have those injections.
So their drugs are always, and too much of them. I've seen diabetics.
They actually relievers.
You find them like this, like as if
they're always quite relaxed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
They sweat a lot.
they sweat a lot. So you see, the things are really drugs are amongst us.
Yes.
Some of them are important. In fact, all of them are important, but their consumption.
Okay.
So, injection. What else would it be?
Me, I don't. I just pass near people who do drugs.
Yes, I see them.
I sit near them.
How do they do it?
I always see them holding. When they hold a cigarette, then they.
So they actually smoke it.
They smoke it. Then beer, they sip it. Then there are these girls, high school girls, and I don't know, campus girls.
They jump from
It's when they go to the bar. Last time I was watching a movie of high school girls. There's this thing. It is long.
You don't know it.
I don't know it. I don't know it. As if they are burning bricks.
They put flavors.
Flavors are
Yeah, so my friend told me they put
Most of them.
as if they are burning
But
bricks.
as worse, they don't want to cook at home, but then they like the smoke of
they like the vibe.
they don't like the smoke of fire.
And you
like seriously.
I was like, hey, house is burning.
Even me, the first time I went to a club, I saw girls there. They call them slave queen.
Yes.
The women dancing. I saw just a long thing like
Girls
this.
are naked,
I thought of it as a snake.
Smoke out of the ears, the mouth, the nose,
Smoke out the eyes from the
so behind.
Someone did it. They did it for like 1 minute. Everyone's gone. This is breathing out of the oxygen.
So this is serious lung problems, lung issues, and I wish we had a healthy somebody.
Because when you
tell us some of this,
because when you can't explain to this girl
something, because anything dealing with breathing.
When the moment you inhale smoke, there's a way it affects your lungs. Yeah.
That's why you find out some of them when they inhale it badly, they cough.
They cough. Yes, you start feeling them. They're coughing. But anyway, how best can we make sure that we stop or reduce the excessive consumption of drugs or the drug abuse per se? So I don't know who will go first. I like making it a democracy. People you get to decide who goes first and you keep going. So Chila, do definitely tell us how we can try to reduce or prevent drug abuse.
Okay. For me, the first point I'm going to give is by going to mosque or church.
Yeah, being prayerful and
religious.
Yes, we should remember God.
Instead of wasting this time going to your friends to smoke.
The bad friends put it out there. The bad friends.
To chew those leaves for goats, it's better to spend it in church praying. If you don't have what to do, go to church and pray.
Participate in these activities of church, of giving, funding, construction,
right?
Yes, Karamoja iron sheets. Churches are now contributing money.
And music in church.
When you start talking about iron sheets here, those are
so better use this money for such activities than using it
for drugs.
So I would first of all talk about how the government has helped, then the parents. I would start with the parents, of course, because parents, sometimes. Parents have also contributed to transforming somebody.
Yes.
I personally have a friend around town. He's actually a friend of the both of us. He has been a very good person of outings.
Yes.
So
Muslim.
Yes. But then there's a way the parent has helped him up and he has transformed him up. And the guy is now a different person today.
That's good.
When I'm leaving church, I always meet him also outside and he's entering for the second service. So parents have also helped. Then the other thing is, West goes out of hand. The government has put up platforms. In fact, some of them are privately owned, some of them are government owned. Therapy. There's what their organizations are called. Okay, there are schools. There's a school.
You see, it's called
rehabilitation. But we have seen most of them being transformed. Though others come back to society but then at least the percentages. So at least that's a solution. Rehabilitation and
parents
control,
parental guidance and everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any other way we can prevent?
As always, I have so many.
Give us, give us, and after that we're going to have final ones, and then we can end this.
I think we forgot to talk about. We forgot about unemployment when we gave the causes.
Unemployment.
Unemployment. Unemployment.
Yes.
So when people are employed, don't tell me when someone has a job, we'll have time. Every time we'll focus on doing the job instead of going to the
workplace.
Boys.
That one is the wrong point. I've seen so many. Let me talk about to the side of most of the Indians. Most of them always use these things.
And they're
businessmen.
Rich men.
And by the way, we have a video that is coming up. It's called Unemployment. So you check it up as it drops on our YouTube channel.
So if unemployment doesn't work, I think government should work hand in hand.
No, it's not very lame.
No, but you see, it has a little bit of.
If somebody is so dormant, without work, we'll always think about the bad things because it's like the government.
Somehow it's 50-50.
Give us how to. So you have to tell us. Okay, this is how we can.
Government should work.
Create more jobs so that we keep them busy. And
government should create more jobs. Of course, when you talk about jobs, we are looking at government most times. Then also government should work hand in hand with the people, with the local leaders, LOC ones. They form organizations like we see in Bali here, we have CRO. So that they give proper guidance
to the young ones,
because the young generation are doing this. Most young generation are doing peer group influence. They always kasuka anywa, gunda anywa. I think government should work on that. And then police, our Ugandan police should work, should hijack those
spots here, the hotspots where people go and get.
I always see, I want to thank the police because I always see them firing something. They say, Usaja buze. So Usaja mugende.
These places, yes.
So, but I don't think, in talking in reality, I don't think it will end. This fight to reduce.
We definitely. You see, they say that a step is better. Something is better than nothing. So if we go on and do something, we shall be able to at least take a step at reducing.
I think the main point is where these drugs come from. Let's say like tobacco. Where it is coming from. Can't government isolate those places? I don't know whether I've used the right English.
So
can't it?
You're talking about isolation or gazetting of these places.
Those places where these things are coming from.
No, the only way they can prevent that That's a business too.
And of course, those places are also contributing to
The
government.
only way I think they can prevent this by putting on high taxes on these drugs so that they can limit.
The only way to do what?
By like preventing the use of drug abuse,
Yes.
preventing drug abuse. The only solution is that by putting on
Heavy
those
taxes.
drugs instead of putting
So
on us
you tax them more.
in the business
Yeah,
world,
that
they
should
should
not be
textiles
cheap.
what
Yeah.
instead
So
of
that
putting
will
these
limit a
high
certain
taxes
number.
on us selling clothes. They should put these taxes on these people using drugs.
babateekeko omusolo gw'amaanyi.
But you see, a drug addict,
Yeah.
however much
Expensive it is, it will always find.
No, but it will produce out of 100.
Yes.
At least it will come something like 70. So the society will benefit from the 30%.
Now, do you know what? It will now instead bring up high crime rate.
How?
In that now
People will start stealing.
theft will now be there. That when school fees, if I know the other have selling the drugs, why wouldn't I utilize the small money I have to buy a knife or a hammer
I come
and
and jam why.
get you at your home?
By the way, this is what
This is geography.
We should get it for free.
Yeah, and see that.
Yeah.
So high crime rates, no. Out of the 100, you may kill one.
Yes.
And the others go with the
That's when
drug.
you.
So
That's when you
According,
realize.
according to that explanation, I think we should just be religious. You have that in mind.
and now that's what I've said.
That is why.
Let the religious side do its work.
The
Let
parents do
the
their
parents do their work. Then let the rehabilitation do their work. Because
Yes.
now, with development in the city or in the town areas,
Yeah.
the police always expects crimes coming up and certain illegal things coming up. Yes, that's what we have seen. The police, they do their work. Because without the crimes, they will definitely do their work.
Yes.
So that point of saying that we increase the price,
Yes.
drugs are already expensive, but people purchase them.
Some are not
Oh,
expensive.
definitely.
Some are not
Some are
expensive
not
because
expensive.
some of them know how to locally make it.
Yes, and we all know that.
We have seen people use this gum. Sweet kids, they don't
Yeah.
use expensive drugs.
Well,
Their gum is they get it from shoemakers, of which shoemakers have to buy this gum
fix our
to
shoes.
fix our shoes. And with this drug here, once it's inhaled,
They take gum?
Yes.
This
Yes, there's a way
There's a way they
filter
sniff,
it.
There's a way
they sniff the,
and there's a way it-
and affect the,
And which
the neuro.
it is there in the shop.
So
They can go and pour for them for Lokomi.
Like we told you, drugs.
The expensive drugs, the cheaper drugs,
Drugs.
those which are even illegal in our country.
We all know.
Tobacco itself is made in people in northern Uganda.
Arua.
Plant-
Now,
yes.
take for instance,
It's legal to plant
Piriton.
tobacco.
Piriton is a drug, yeah, and people use it to get sleep, and people sometimes use excessive of it in order to get sleep. Once you get so addicted to using such a drug,
You can never sleep.
you can never sleep. Yeah. So
So basically, we should just think of going to the society.
Going to the society.
These people have talked about.
Yeah.
We talked about
Parents.
the parents. Talked about the police and parents rehabilitation centers and police trying to work hand in hand with the local workers such as the LCs. So these are the things, just how we can reduce
you
it.
can listen.
But using those hash.
LOC one should cane all the people.
That's how they can move it. Gambling,
Eh.
I don't disorder. What are you doing? Why are you so seated every day? You're in one place. So,
I don't understand.
but then saying that hiking the price, people will get it. And you ask yourself, how are they getting it?
They're getting it.
They'll get it.
And of course, when you also
Now,
say,
anemia who is working, what do you want? Even if you put
Even
it
if
at-
he wants at 100,000, nigga
You
will
buy
still
it.
buy it. So, without wasting time, because we don't have any left, I would like to use this opportunity, since we are all youths here, we are going to take a minute or less for words of encouragement, motivation to the youths out there watching our show on how to best stay in line and not abuse drugs. So we're going to start from him, and then I'll definitely do the closure. So each and everyone should have one word or two to the youths out there watching the show, so that they are able
I'll rush into it very
understand.
fast.
Yes.
Because we play out of mana.
Simala. Yes, please.
So, to the youth out there,
Yeah.
there is time for everything. Of course, we always have a saying, even it's indicated in the Bible. They say, give the youth their time, because I don't know how the scripture gets there, but the director will put it for us on the screen there.
Yeah.
But there's time for everything. There's that time when a youth wants to do something. Why do they do it? So that exploitation period.
Yeah.
But then let it not overtake you, because it's is it called the stage of what? Which stage is that? Adolescent stage. Yes. So that's the stage which might takes a lot of people. So just make sure you engage yourself into activities that are not so one-sided.
Yeah, football.
If you know you chill with friends, also chill with also religious leaders. Go to church, go to mosques. Remember, balance up your life.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yes, thank you very much, my dear brother Elimorgan. Yes, please chill out.
Okay, for me, my advice is going to go on the two
People out
youths.
there. Yeah.
Because I know we have two types of the youths.
Yes.
There is one who is rich,
And there's one
and there is also one
who is humble.
and both of them.
Yes,
No,
yes.
poor.
Okay.
And both of them are using drugs.
Yes.
One to the poor one.
Instead, let me help you listening.
Instead of taking these drugs,
Yeah.
wasting your time.
Think about your life.
Think about your
First of all, you think about your life.
Yes.
You think about the age
There is God
the
in
years
everything.
you're remaining with. First of all,
Yeah.
you're going to first know that you're not going to take these drugs for that. Let me say you're 20.
Yes.
Let me not say that you're going to take these drugs for the remaining 100 years. Remember, you have a future. You're going to get kids. You have to care for these kids.
Yeah.
Don't start feeding your kids with excuses.
Yes.
You have to work for them.
Yeah.
So instead of taking these drugs, at least to spend this time getting something to do.
For the
Now for the rich ones.
Yes. Abaganga.
We know you have money, bro. Instead of wasting this money, you can
Make projects.
use this money to make projects.
You have money.
If you have money, you can use it.
I'll give loans to your
You can-
fellow.
you can-
The orphanage.
You can give even loans. Us.
Yes. Who am I there? Who am I?
Or you can even give it to our charity organization. That's what
Yes,
we
I
have.
yes.
Yeah, when we have
Now, like
something
this
that
season,
we
we are going to Ramadan.
Yeah.
You can give it to charity organizations.
And they
for
do
instance,
something.
House of Charity.
Yes.
Yes.
You can
you
give
can.
them this money, and these people use it
So the
to,
director will put the numbers on the screen.
These
Yes.
people
We have
use
the site
it
organization around us.
to care for the needy. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Wow.
So
Yes.
I school Masaba Ivan.
Masaba Ivan,
You can-
aka school
you-
fees.
AKA school fees.
You can smoke the ball.
Yes.
Smoke the ball. Will you keep quiet? So I will begin with the president once was addressing the nation and was like, people they dance, they take alcohol at night, they take drugs,
Yes.
and they die at 43 years. He said 43, 42.
42 years.
Then the priest will come. God has called you. Does God want only you? So, you see, it's God only. Hey, check on what president said. But so we should, if you are addicted,
Yeah.
limit.
Okay.
I should not say stop. Limit, because I will be wasting my time.
At this stage, there's a limit.
If you want to test it,
Don't.
first check on the friend.
Yeah.
The friend.
Who is using it?
The friend who's using it, who's forcing it.
How is his life?
Yeah, how is his life?
Well, spent there like 5 to 10 years.
Hey,
How
hey,
is he?
think, and after thinking, think again. Think like
Okay, so that is the right. Think again.
Think again.
Wow, that is just the right way, and I'm not going to add anything that will distort what these people have said in the studio.
Yeah.
I want to thank my dear brother Elimorgan, Chila, and definitely School Fees, who spared their time to be here on this show. This show is basically for you out there watching to definitely learn or adapt something that has been discussed on this show. I remain Bet Ali, and I tell you guys to please subscribe on our channel, follow us on our social media platforms, and then I like to call this an end, right?
Yeah.
So guys, yeah, good night, take care, peace out.
So, the Lord be with you.